ABCs of NMOSD is an education podcast series to share knowledge about neuromyelitis optica spectrum disorder, or NMOSD, a rare, relapsing autoimmune disorder that preferentially causes inflammation in the optic nerves and spinal cord. ABCs of NMOSD is hosted by SRNA, the Siegel Rare Neuroimmune Association, and in collaboration with the Sumaira Foundation and Guthrie-Jackson Charitable Foundation. SRNA is a nonprofit focused on support, education, and research of rare neuroimmune disorders. You can learn more about us on our website at wearesrna.org.
In this episode, Landy Thomas was joined by Doug Newby, Dawn Newbie, and Caitlyn Flickinger. Doug Newby has worked in criminal justice and security. He became symptomatic more than 10 years ago with NMOSD, transverse myelitis, or TM, and optic neuritis, or ON. Doug is newly married to Dawn Newbie, and they live in Pennsylvania. Heather has a background in environmental science, sustainable agriculture, and sustainable fisheries. She first became symptomatic with NMOSD around 2004. Caitlyn Flickinger is a care partner to Landy Thomas, her fiancé, who has been diagnosed with NMOSD. Caitlyn, a prolific writer, is pursuing her bachelor's degree in political science with minors in sociology and business. You can view the guests' full bios in the podcast description. This series is sponsored by Amgen, Alexion AstraZeneca Rare Disease, Genentech, and UCB.
Hello, and welcome to ABCs of NMOSD. My name is Landy Thomas, and I moderated this episode, NMOSD and Romantic Relationships. For this episode, we are pleased to be joined by Doug and Heather Newby, who both have NMOSD, and Caitlyn Flickinger, my fiancé and care partner. You can view their full bios in the podcast description. All right, let's just begin. Can you guys introduce yourselves? Like, who are you? Everything.
Sure.
Go ahead, you first.
In course, I'm Doug Newby. I live in Pennsylvania now, west from Colorado.
Yeah. What do you do for work, Doug? Or what?
I'm on disability.
Yeah.
My NMO.
Yeah. No, that's totally fair. What do you like to do for fun? Like, tell us about who you are as a person. How do you spend your days?
I like to go fishing. I like to go, if I have the money, I like to go to the casino every now and then and just have fun, or watch TV, and we'll watch TV together.
Yeah.
Even at night when we go to sleep, we'll turn TV on and watch something, and then she'll be asleep before I will, but
It sounds really peaceful. I think that's important.
it is peaceful. We got our puppy wherever she's at.
You have it. Oh, okay. Cute. You guys got a cute little dog together. That's awesome.
Oh yeah. And then we got
Two crazy cats.
cat on the laundry right now.
Good. Okay. Lots of pets, lots of life in the home. So that's important. And Heather, how have you been doing? I've caught up with you in a couple different episodes, but anything new? What are you into now?
I've been doing really well. We got married in July, and then we did some traveling. We did our honeymoon in Jamaica, which was amazing. Amazingly, I felt really good there. So I would love to go back. I'd like to live there, minus the lack of really good medicine. Other than that, I'm there easily. We went to Colorado, and since then we've just been working in the house. We're putting in a pellet stove, so just little things. And of course, I'm pretty much the same as I've been, working in advocacy for the Guthrie-Jackson Charitable Foundation and just helping patients in general is one of my passions. Other than that, we just play with our dog Bailey and just enjoy life.
Yep. And she's been doing a lot of canning.
Oh, I have been. That is my new hobby. I've been canning anything I can get my hands on.
I think that's great. You're getting to have the real, like, you're taking on a lot of the nice, like, wife roles, like the fun ones. Like, it's not all cooking and cleaning, but it's all the good, like, the canning, the homemaking. You're making a steak that's good for you and your husband. You end up really, like, have a really good time, good life.
Exactly.
Yeah,
It's good.
got kind of travel log, but we're starting back up next month
Yeah.
for the
We're going to Tennessee.
for the
Regional.
regional.
Yes, I'll see you there. Like, hey, I finally get to meet
Wonderful.
you, and I'll get to meet you in person.
There you go.
Awesome.
I got to venture out right now. But
And then we have to go to DC on the 7th. No, 1st
Of November.
of November. My son's going to have
He's having surgery, so we're going to
He's
go down
having-
and be with him.
surgery. He's trans and he wants to have the surgery. So
Yeah,
that's
so we're gonna
really
support him
we're going to go there to support him because his husband won't be there
the whole time.
the whole time. He has to come back to go back to Colorado. So we're going to be there and stay in a hotel with him.
that's really cool.
And while he's resting, we're going to go sightseeing.
Yeah,
Yeah. Okay, no, that's so great.
But we are going back to Jamaica though.
we are.
Yes, you'll have to. If you fall in love with the place, you got to go back.
No, yeah.
Exactly.
No, for me, so like, just since this episode's going to be really specific on relationships, I think like it's important to get to know me as the podcast host a little too. I think it's been going really well. I'm in school. I'm getting married in February, which is nice. Get married. I'm super excited about that. I heard it's just really coming together. I've been really enjoying my life. I'm living in a college town now, but we're hoping to move somewhere a little bit more rural next year, which will be nice because I like the quiet a bit more. I like the ability to go into a town, but I don't like the bustle necessarily. So city living is you are hearing like police siren outside every couple weeks, and it's like, nah, I like the campus. It's great for now, but I want to be able to have like a very peaceful life. It sounds like you guys are living my dream in a little, and hopefully we'll be able to have that same thing.
It's quiet.
Yeah.
It's
Quiet
you
here.
focus on you and your life and your home, which is important.
Yeah, right.
But, and then Kate, would you
Yeah.
introduce yourself?
Okay. Hi, I'm Caitlyn. A little bit about me.
Yeah.
So obviously I am in college. It's where I met this one, but that's a different question for later. I'm primarily a writer. That's my big thing. I write in my free time. I really want to write professionally. So yeah. I love to go traveling with Landy, obviously.
Yeah.
We've
been to some crazy places.
Oh yeah, no. Lots of road trips.
Lots of road
So-
trips. We're moving out of Florida. Florida's beautiful. It's a beautiful place to live, but we know we're going to move. We've been trying to see every single tourist attraction in all of Florida in under a year, which is like an intimidating goal. But we drove and we took like a couple days just to drive around, like go across the coast all the way down to the south. We went all the way down to the Florida Keys and back, and then up through Everglades, all the things. We're trying to just hit it all, just so that we can get the full experience. We also went to Yellowstone recently.
Yes,
which is
Yellowstone Fest.
Yeah.
Well, I took Colorado because that's my original
Yeah, so where he grew up,
Where
he
I
took
grew
me
up.
there.
too.
And then we went to
No.
some places in like Arizona, it's called Four Corners, so 4 states at once. So I was sitting there and had my feet on like every spot, and my butt was very hot, but it was worth it.
It is worth it. I mean,
And I took her into the Navajo Nation where they do a lot of filming that
And that was really cool.
John Wayne movies and other Western movies in the Monument Valley.
that's amazing. Honestly, the country's so big, and there's so many different people.
Oh, there's so many places.
We're so excited to just be able to have that ability to just go places and do things. Like, that's the point of living, is getting to see stuff, getting to love the things you're doing. So
Right.
really about that. But yeah, no, everything's going really well, and we're just excited about life now. All right, well, I guess let's just start with the next question, which is a fun one. Could you tell us your love story? Could you tell us how you met, how you knew they were the one, that kind of thing?
You want to start off? Go ahead.
So we met through the patient day. So we met at patient day 14 years ago. is it 14 or going on
15
15?
now.
15 years ago now. So we met 15 years ago at one of the Guffey Jackson patient days. And at the time, it was just like another patient that I was meeting. I didn't know that one day he would be my other half. So we were friends. Like at the end of patient day, we exchanged numbers and stayed in contact. And from that, it literally went from friends to best friends to I really like him. And eventually he kissed me the first time. At that point, it was like, I think I really like him. And we just bounced back and forth forever. Like,
Yeah,
I want to be with him.
we did.
And then he would go and get cold feet. And then I would be sad for a little bit. So we always came back to each other. And then eventually it was
And then the last patient day they had, the full international one, I was sitting next to her the whole time. We were together. We went everywhere. And then after we parted our ways, it was hard for me to get back on the plane because my feelings for her were pretty strong. When we got home, she says, I hope you don't have COVID because everybody has COVID. I go, oh no. So, and I did end up with it. But anyway, I told her how I felt and my reasoning and how I felt. And we stayed in touch every day. Up until the day I flew out here to ask her to marry me at an Italian restaurant. I came out a week early and we would talk to each other by Skype or FaceTime, and we wouldn't go to sleep. We would go to sleep together. I'd have my phone next to me on the stand, and
I'd have him in my bedroom with me, and I would wake up with him there.
yeah. If she didn't hear me, she'd yell at me.
Yeah, I did. So when he had COVID, and I couldn't hear him breathing, and I was yelling through the phone like, Doug, you're not breathing. And he was. I just couldn't hear him.
Yeah.
Anyways, I came out and asked her to marry me, and we flew back, and I had everything in the U-Haul, and we moved everything in the U-Haul, loaded it up because my house was for sale at the time, and we came back through. And she don't like Kansas, by the way.
Too flat.
Anyway, we drove all the way back. It took us like 3 days, 4 days, something like that, and came back here. We set a date, and it was on July 5th.
And we got married.
We got married. I mean,
It was so nice.
she did everything herself. If you haven't seen any pictures,
Well, she's a hard worker. I think that she'd have to put it all together herself. You know what you want.
Yeah.
You're ambitious.
yeah, she did most of her flowers herself.
Yeah, I DIY'd everything.
So,
Which is great. You get to
Then
have complete control, and you get to have one.
is the best. If you need stuff, get it from there. It's the cheapest. Quality's good.
Good. Okay. Thank you. That's good advice.
but as far as her and I know how. I know it's probably one of your questions, but I know how she feels as far as NMO. I know some of the signs. Vice versa, she does me too.
Yeah, we get each other so well.
And knowing each other so well with NMO and how to live it together is a big step. And we learn together with it. And we know each other what NMO can do and what it does. So that's how our biggest second goal is, as far as being in love. We work at that and we know what's going on. So you want to talk?
I was listening to you talk. I like your version.
I think it's a nice way to get it across. What about you? Do you want to joint retell our love story, or do you want to take the stage?
We can jointly, because I feel like
Are we talking about the Reddit?
sure, yeah. We
We also met online which is, I think, important. And I think it's a very pivotal part of a lot of modern love stories, which is the online component. Basically, I was living in the Panhandle. I didn't have like any friends, especially because it's like, it's a very small town. We get a lot of visitors that are they want to go on spring break, but they don't really want to like, you're not really meeting people to like be friends with them very often. Yeah, a lot of military families too up there. So it's like they're in and out. You really don't get to have a lot of friends that stick around for very long, which is hard. So I was lonely, and I had been looking at the subreddit for UCF. So all the UCF students use that to like talk to each other. And I saw a post one day that said, "Hey, does anyone want to play Minecraft with me?" And Minecraft is a video game where you get to like build buildings, you hang out with each other, just like you can do anything that you want and hang out like in that kind of visual playing medium. And I was like, oh gosh, this person is like, sounds like they're kind of a little lonely like me, but like,
Desperate.
a little desperate. But not like in a bad way, but like, hey, I'm lonely. I'm desperate to start up like a friend group or have a group of people that really want to go hang out and do stuff with each other. It's fun. I've raised on it. So we were like, okay, yeah. And I commented and I said, yeah, I'd be willing. I'd want to do it. So then we started the group, and it was not just us. It was us and then like 6 or 7 other people. And we played every single day, like Tuesdays and Thursdays from like 5 p.m. to like midnight. I think for like at least like 10 months. Yeah, 10 months. And we were like, all of a sudden, I was really I didn't have a lot of friends my age. I had a lot of NMO friends, but when you're young and you have it, it's just weird. Everyone's a lot older than you generally. Average age of onset is 41. Getting it at 6 is a weird sort of thing. So getting to have friends that were like my age and like talking to them, it was so important to me. And it wasn't long before like we were hanging out. We were like, I would be on more than anybody else just because I was like, I want to be here. I want to hang out with people. This is finally it for me. I'd love to have a really good group of friends. And since you owned the server and started the group, you would be on.
Yep. I was pretty consistently on, of course. And then whenever the actual game stuff ended, we'd end up on call pretty much all night. And eventually that became every night. So I was laughing a little earlier when you were talking about going to sleep with the phone on, because that was us pretty much.
Yeah. It turned to like every day we were just talking and like really connecting. And I think the moment that I was, okay, this definitely is the one, definitely. It was like, it comes in small moments, but since I do my IgG subcutaneous treatment once a week, and I've been treated really poorly about it by a lot of different people. I know this is so weird, but like people in real life, I'd go get dinner with somebody, or we'd have a visitor in town or something. We'd have to go get dinner with them. And I had to infuse that day, and it was that's the only time that would work for me. And people would be like, "Do you have to do that now?" Or like treat it like it was like gross or something. And I always felt really bad about like it because it was that, plus I have a little symptoms from it where I'm just a little sleepy. I'm not out. I can't like, it's not like that I can't talk. It's just like I'm a little out of it, like compared to how I normally would be. But then I was hanging out with her and being like, yeah, do you want to, you want to be on call with me? Like, you want to hang out with me like throughout my entire treatment? And, she would just take the opportunity to be like, yeah, let's just watch a movie together. Let's hang out. Let's do it. Oh, you're doing it this night? Yep, I'll be there with you the whole time. I was like, what? You want to be there? You want to like, even though I'm a little like out of it, I'm a little like less like, I very much pride myself on being a constructive sentence, but all of a sudden when I'm a little sleepy, it's just weird.
It's super cute.
It's very, but anyway, and to have a person that's like, yeah, I see you that you're dealing with this. I see that it's hard for you or you're a little off, but it's not like a burden on me. I'm good to go. Let's do it. If anything, you probably need me to hang out with you more when you're doing it.
Yeah.
Cool. Because like nobody else had ever been like that for me. Everyone else that I had talked to about IgG were always just like, They're so focused on how gross it is that the needles are going in my.
Well, yeah, ours is together.
We do
Righty.
ours together at home, so we joke that it's date night. Our nurse comes and we hang out we have dinner because she's coming later. So we'll have dinner, we'll hang out on the couch, watch movies. It's date
I
night.
think it's a good time. It's like it is date night. It's a moment where you're like, okay, I'm not going to be able to go run a marathon right now. It's a nice day to stay in, and we hang out, we cuddle, we watch a movie. It doesn't force you to set aside a good amount of time to just breathe.
Yeah.
So there is benefits to it. Obviously, nobody wants to have to do these kinds of things, but it was nice to have a person that wanted to do it alongside me and wanted to walk that path with me, even if you can't fully. You're never going to be poached by it, but you understand that I need extra care in those moments.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, it's just us. We do the same thing. It's like sometimes she'll have a day after or something like that. She'll get real
Yeah.
tired
Blah.
and blah.
I call it my IT blah.
Mine is my legs hurt right after.
Yeah.
But
So
we know each other's feelings about it, and we know it's not gross for us. Of course, it's at home, not have to go to an infusion center and have Jess come here and do it for us.
And that helps.
And it helps. And the neurologist I used to see in Denver was Dr. Bennett. And he put me on Rituxan too long, where it killed my system, my immune system. So, but when I got here to her doctor, he said, we're changing this.
Yeah.
So my immune system isn't to par where it should be, but we're working on it. And he went ahead and instead of having an IV on my arm and stuff, we both have ports. So
yeah. Not to pivot too hard, but I wanted to ask you as well. Like, what was your moment?
What was my moment? There are lots of moments, but if I had to choose one, this was not too long after you finally moved down here. We were on a sort of impromptu date, scream shop by campus, because the place we've been intending to go was closed. So we ended up at a different place, and I don't know, we were sitting outside because there was no seating inside. It was dark and muggy because it's Florida, but I was looking at you, watching you eat your ice cream, and I thought, I want this all the time, forever. This sort of miserable day outside after our plans have fallen through. This is what I want. This is what I'm here for. So
just eating your ice cream.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's good. The domestic, I don't know. I feel like every day I get to just hang out with my best friend and like do all the stuff that I wanted to do. Yeah, it's nice. The companionship is so important. I think there's a lot of people have to miss out on. It's frustrating.
we try to go work out together.
Yeah, we do a lot of stuff together.
A lot of
Little
things.
things.
Like she did everything for the pellets, so it wouldn't let me do it.
I had fun.
But she had fun because she liked spreading mortar and painting stuff. So yeah,
A natural homemaker, which is fun. I want to be able to personalize whatever space we get to move into next. We're in an apartment now, but like once we get a house, and we're really sure we're going to get a house, we've been trying to save up as much as we can, put all our scholarships away, all that stuff. Once we get a house, I really want to make it like a unique and fun space. Just a place that we can really go home and look at and be like, really proud of, which is, I think,
that's what we do here. And
the little things.
We did a lot of other things, remodeled the house. The house belongs to her mom. But we're just staying here and renting it as long as we want. So we remodeled the kitchen and she painted all the cupboards and we did the floors and we got new appliances.
Yeah.
But
so it's nice.
It's nice.
good.
And she likes it because I do the laundry.
Put them to work. That's what I'm saying.
Stairs are my downfall. Like going down the basement stairs, I'd probably fall. So he does that.
Yeah.
Of course, I ended up investing in a washer dryer combo,
which was nice.
which was nice.
It's so cool because you don't have to spend all the time changing things around. Just one device.
Wow, that's actually really cool.
It is.
Yeah,
It's really
that-
cool.
It helps, and it saves energy too, and it's all connected to her phone.
Oh wow, that's
And
luxury.
And the refrigerator and the stove are too.
It's fun.
And as soon as we get the pellet stove going, that's also Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
So she likes that part.
Yeah.
Refrigerator door opens.
You're modernizing. It's great.
Yeah, and her
It
phone
is.
comes right on her phone.
Bing, bing.
Doors
Tell us
open.
now.
I don't do that much, but
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you're cool with that, I wanted to ask the next question.
Yeah.
Just to like say it, having NMO and navigating like a romantic relationship can be really difficult. It really is. Whether you've been in a relationship and have just been diagnosed, or you're entering a new relationship, it's hard to find a person that's really willing to like put in the effort, put in the time to walk alongside what's oftentimes a hard path. I've seen a lot of sad stories within our community of people that they've gotten married, but then that person didn't expect a diagnosis like that, and those relationships can fizzle out or struggle at the very least.
right.
And stuff like that. So what do you think the commitment to walk through that hard path alongside one another, like, what does it look like?
It's a strong commitment to do, because my last marriage is when I was diagnosed with NMO, and she was actually a nurse, but she just couldn't handle the portion of me going on disability and staying home, and she just basically couldn't handle being sick, because she went to my very first fishing day. She was with me that I went to. Therefore, after I went by myself, but yeah, it was hard, and she just didn't really live out being together. And when I found Heather, it's a totally different story, because knowing she has the same thing, and we can work through this path and work together until we're gone. It's pleasing and it's inspiring. With that together. So how about you?
I feel similarly. I was not married before this, but I had a relationship in college before I had really got sick. And he went home a couple times with me when I had optic neuritis. And then that first summer, he's like, I can't do this. You're too sick. You're in the hospital too much. And he broke up with me. And it's like, well, if you don't want to stand by me, then good riddance. I bawled. Don't get me wrong. I was so upset and devastated, because I thought he was there for me, but he wasn't. So for the longest time, I relegated myself to being the single girl. It's like, I'm going to have my friends, I'm going to enjoy my family. And if I ever find someone, then I count myself lucky. I did find someone, and it might have started off as a friendship. And I think that's what makes it so strong, is we spend so much time together getting to know each other and being friends, that the relationship part was easy. It was the easiest part.
Yeah.
But understanding what each other go through definitely helps. Like, there are times when one or either of us, it doesn't feel great. It's like I'm having an NMO day, and intrinsically we know exactly what they're talking about, because we feel it for the other person. We understand it. And that really makes a huge difference.
It does.
I give a lot of our people credit, even you, finding someone in this world. I mean, it's hard. So I get it. It's a pain in the bum. And finding someone is amazing. It really is.
What about me? Like, I being the person that has NMO and you not having NMO means that, like, I understand what the hard path is going to look like for somebody else, but I don't understand how the hard path looks like to you, maybe is what I like.
Well, I think really the biggest thing for me has been that when he first explained it to me, it was daunting, of course, but
Yeah.
I think that at a certain point, I really realized that I had to make a commitment to learning, to adapting myself and everything that I'm doing, because here's a person who I really love. And if I really mean that when I say that, then I'm going to learn. I'm going to do what I have to do because there's no one like you. So I've committed myself to that. I've committed myself to getting involved in the community, volunteering, following you to, well, going with you, not follow. Following you is not the correct phrase. Going with you to events, conferences, that sort of thing, because this is your life and this is our life now. So yeah.
It's so easy to understand, like, how scary it is to an outsider looking in. We've all had to explain what NMO is to other people so many times and what it can do, what in its worst cases. And of course, people look aghast quite a lot. So I just like, in trying to explain what it was to Kate, I really tried to guide her in, like, hey, this is what it can do, but this is where I'm at. Where I'm like, I've been doing really well for myself now, but it wasn't always like that. Things were bad. I took the time to show like photos of like childhood stuff and like all the when it was at its worst. Like, because I think if you are trying to get somebody to be like, hey, I'm going to commit to you, I think it's only fair that they know everything that is possible, which is it's hard because it's like, it can definitely get a person to be like, okay, no, I can't do this. And that's happened before for me, where it's like, you can't really like, if somebody is not willing to commit to it and they can't like look what is a nightmare to a lot of people in the face, then that's not the person. And you have to keep searching. And you really have to look, because there's a lot of good people in the community. And I'm really, really glad that you guys found each other. But in the world, it's really hard to find a person that's willing to take on something like this.
Right.
And it's just an act of life. And I've tried to navigate that the best I could. And I got really lucky to find somebody this early on who has seen what it can do and has heard my story, but also the stories of other people in the community.
Right.
And saying, hey, I'm going to walk it with you. It gets that bad. And I'm not going to love you any less. And I'm never going to see you as a burden. Right. Like right now, we've been dealing with, this is just part of life, but like hospital bills, that kind of stuff. Right now, we're trying to figure out our financials. We're trying to figure out all that stuff. And for a lot of people, I think that a big bill coming in can be like, especially when it's, you know what I'm saying? It's like, this is not a little thing. I'm gonna be able to, it's not like unmanageable if we can't find financial assistance. I'm applying to every financial assistance program in the universe, and I'm hoping and praying. But at the same time, like, there's a chance that this couldn't go well. There's a chance that I could have to pay some of these bigger bills. And I've been upset and I've been worried, like, to myself of like, am I burdening another person? Am I holding Kate back? Is she going to be with me and we're always going to be in some sort of debt? Because this is the disease that creates debt a lot really quick. But throughout this entire process, I've been really pleased to say that Kate is like assured me that's not going to be a problem, that she's never going to come to like, I don't know, the worst fear is that somebody would come to resent me of like, if it gets worse and what if a big bill comes in, and I don't know. It's hard because like I've been living with this and I know my whole life has been like a series of big hospital bills. Throughout my childhood, we were going through a lot, and my family actually had to go bankrupt and we lost a house, a car, we lost everything, which was such a blow to our family, but also a blow to me because I was a child and I really didn't understand. Like, all I understood was that it was my fault. So I've always had a huge like fear of the financial side of things because like, you know, I felt like a huge burden to my family. And now I'm trying to figure out a situation in that I don't feel like a burden to my future person, my future partner. And throughout every step of the way, Kate has assured me that she's going to welcome me when it would be financial side of things and the other parts of the disease that people don't talk about as readily.
Mhm.
So I think that's important too, is finding a person that's like willing to contend with the reality of it.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. As for the next question, I would like to just talk more at length about that, the differences between dating inside the community and outside the community, because I think there's a lot of merit for both. Obviously, the community is like, you can find a lot of good people that understand right away, but it is limited. Like the dating pool is smaller than you'd think.
Right.
But outside the community, like the world's wide, but not everyone knows how to care. So honestly, Doug and Heather, have you ever tried dating people outside the community? Heather, you briefly touched on that person. Was there anybody else that you tried to date, or was it just him? And then you were, oh, I need to be single for a bit. This is terrible.
It was it was kind of him. Like I had high school boyfriends before I got sick, but he was the one while I was sick. And then after that, it's like, I need a break. I need to just not even think about relationships, think about getting healthy, or not healthy, but getting a grasp on the NMO and really focus on what was going on and focus on my family, I guess. And then I always had book boyfriends. You can escape into a book and then you have a boyfriend.
Bad. Yeah.
Really?
Yes. It's nice to be able to escape like that. But then I met him. I fell hard for him. I did. He dated around
Yeah.
and it made me sad, but
I did, and I had dated a few, and then one of them couldn't understand what I had. She figured, oh, I'm gonna have to take care of him financially, and it's like goodbye. I did. I said goodbye because she just didn't understand.
yeah.
And and financially, I know how to take care of myself as far as that goes. And but she, there was that, and I just said, okay. So every now and then I'd go out. I explain I'm on this or that, and that was it. We never touch base again.
Yeah.
So, and it's hard sometimes because they're like, oh my gosh, am I that person? I have this disease.
Nobody wants me.
Nobody wants me. But I got her, so I don't have to worry about that.
Yeah.
And I feel that NMO, to myself, be who you are. Go out and do what you want to. Like exercise. Go out in the public. Who cares? Who cares if I have that in my neck? I don't care. And if I want to wear a t-shirt or a tank top or something like that, I don't care who sees it. Somebody asks, how do you have it? And it's like, when you have a port, you think, oh my gosh, it's cancer. And it's like, somebody asks, I say, no, and I'll explain to them. This is what I have. This is how to deal with it. Just be yourself. And life will get bigger and stronger. So
I think that's important, is just being able to say like, hey, I'm here, I exist. There's a lot of shame that comes with like the disease and like trying to start relationships with that.
right.
It's like, no, this is what I'm dealing with. If you want to come partner with me and live your life with me, I'm really cool. If not, you're lost, because it's so like you have to like guard yourself, because you can do a lot of like pitying and like you can do a lot of like, oh, I'll do anything, I'll beg and plead with people to give me a chance. But in the end, a lot of people, if you have to beg and plead for them to give you a chance, then they're not your person. You have to.
That's right.
You'd be like, okay, you have to find the person that's going to be like, good to go with that. You're worth it. Like seeing a person past the disease. The disease is so like part of us, but it doesn't mean that it's us. And like, I think that like completely saying, I'm not my disease and I'm my own person, it's fair, but it's also like your life is going to be tied up with it. You're going to walk alongside the disease, but you just need somebody to walk alongside you who's walking alongside the disease. It still is part of you. It's still part of your life. It's not you, but you got to find a person that's willing to contend with both.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Kate, so being pulled into my circle, thanks, my community, my life, my health issues, it must have been daunting. Do you think that those initial feelings, like obviously daunting at first, but how have they shifted over time? How, like, as you've learned about the community, what's happened?
All right. Well, to be honest, in the very beginning, I don't think that I fully understood what was happening. A couple times he started to explain things to me, but once it clicked, I was nervous. So I was a little anxious about it, but ultimately I thought to myself, well, I'm young, that this person cares about me, I care about this person, I might as well try to ride it out, see what happens, and if the relationship works on other merits, then I'll find a way for this to work too. So obviously there are still there's always going to be little moments of anxiety or fear with anything, any sort of health thing, but ultimately it really just has been this learning to walk beside it, as you described, to learn what I can both in the purely factual realm and also in the community realm. I've met so many people together with you. I've seen so many people's life stories, stuff that I would have never interacted with or considered. It's really expanded my view as a person, and I think that is valuable and it's worth it, all of it.
So I think, I mean, that's a good answer, and an answer that brings me a lot of like hope and peace about it.
Right.
It is hard. It's very hard to invite somebody to follow that path, especially when they're not walking the same path necessarily.
Right.
But like, I think that Kate and I's relationship has only ever strengthened. The more that we are with one another, we're able to like really get, like, we're really committed. And I think that's really important. And somebody that's willing to contend with my issues and all that, but also like, I think that we complete each other in really important ways. Like my aspirations, her aspirations are linked. My preferences, the things that we would like to watch, the things that we think about, the things that we do together. We have a lot of commonalities that kind of supersedes any of the pain of the illness, all the nonsense that comes with it.
Yeah.
I think that's important. For me, I think I was really hesitant to start dating. Like, it's hard, especially when you're like 16 and you're like, oh gosh, I have this thing. I should be in the prime of my life. I should be dating boys, and all the TV and the movies, they tell me that I should be in the world and people should like me and I should be liking people. But it's just like, I was scared, and I just really stuck with like things that I trusted and things that could be like a crutch for me. And I was definitely a big reader too, because I think that helps. Like, especially, it's not the same as a real relationship, and it's not the same as like real, not just romantic, but like friendships too. But like, it's a crutch. It's something that you can survive with until you find a real person. And it's still like fun to read those romance books now, but at the same time, I'm getting to live my own romance novel, so it helps me survive until that point. Like the people in the books did help, and I got to hear, and I got to have her. It's been good. I mean, regarding that like slow intake date, my first kiss was at 21. I think that's like, it's early for some, but late for others. Some people are like, they're dating in high school and all that stuff, and I never had that. I didn't even date in college. I was like, I was graduated with my bachelor's by the point I had my first kiss. Ultimately, I just really was like, I was thinking about the one time that I did go on a date with somebody was when I was 18, and the guy was like, hey, oh, you have this thing? And I tried to explain it to him, and the first thing he said was that he didn't expect me to live very long. And it was a huge blow to me.
Yeah.
Because I tried my best. I told him about how well I was doing and like how I hadn't had a flare in like a decade, and I was doing really well. And the first thing that he thinks to himself is, oh gosh, you're going to be a liability for me, or so you're not going to live very long.
Right.
It killed me. I didn't want to date anybody else. I didn't want to like I didn't want to try again. And I got more reclusive with that kind of thing. And I just thought to myself, okay, it was maybe one day somebody was going to just stumble into my life and that'll be the person. But like right now, I'm like rejection sensitive. Like I can't do it. I don't want to be a burden on somebody else. And I don't want somebody to see me as like a person that's so sick that I'm just going to die at a given moment. Even though I've cushioned it with as many facts and figures, the flat fact that I'm doing really well. I'm on a good treatment. I'm surviving. I haven't had an issue, but still, when they hear what it can do, they think that's what it will do every time, which is hard. Even when I told Kate about it, she never reacted outwardly, even if she had some doubts. She never reacted outwardly like that. She never just was like, so you're going to die soon, or started asking me weird questions about whether or not I'm going to be able to have kids or all that stuff. Like really personal and like hard. But like, I understood that she might have not understood right away, but I knew that I was going to continue to like give her more information as our relationship evolved, and that was just going to be how it was. But generally, I think that Kate's done really good as a partner for me. She volunteers at like SRNA camp and like goes to those conferences with me. I need a person to like accompany me to something because I do get tired. I still have a lot of like fatigue type symptoms, and like I need that companion, which is such a benefit for me. Yeah, well, that's really just my stance on the dating thing. I think you definitely have to look for a person, but you have to wait too. It's okay to be a little patient and just hope that you find that person, especially when you're dating outside the circle, because there are a lot of beautiful people out there who will take you on, but there are a lot of people out there that won't, and you have to fight for it and have to really like pursue it.
Right.
But generally, I'd like to ask the next question, which is, what would your advice be for people with NMO who want to start dating but don't know how or are worried that they're bringing baggage into a relationship? Heather and Doug.
Sometimes I think that the best way to approach it, even if it's an older person, not even a younger person, if you're going to want to get into that dating field, maybe don't tell them right away.
Right.
Make them see you instead of you with the disease or you and the treatment. Let them get to know the fun part of you before they are faced with something daunting, because maybe if they know that instead of, oh yeah, I'm Heather, I have NMO right away, maybe they'll see me for more than just the disease. And that's what I tell a lot of the teens. It's like, because they're one of the biggest group that come to you about the relationship aspect. Like, I want to date, but people don't want me. And one of my teens a couple years ago was so excited that they went on a date, right, with this amazing guy, and she had bowel incontinence issues. So she had an accident, and that sweet guy took his coat off and wrapped it around her. And I was like, he's a Prince Charming. He didn't think there was anything bad or crazy about it. He just wanted to make sure she was okay.
Yeah.
That really hit me. You need to find that Prince Charming, not the one that will go buy you all this stuff. You need someone that's going to stand by your side when it's rough. And sometimes, I don't want to say you have to lie to someone, but hold some stuff back and make yourself comfortable in that relationship before you head first into, oh my God, I have this disease.
Right.
I think that's important. I waited until like 3 weeks until I started telling Kate anything. And then I just really trickled it in. Like, I talked about what my current symptoms are, what my current things are. And then I started talking about, as our relationship progressed, then I started talking about what can happen, which is, that's the scary part. Like, where I'm at now, pretty good. You know, if you're on a good treatment and you're in a stable spot, you're pretty stable. But like, there's always the fear of what could happen, that the reality of what could happen, that they also need to be aware of at some point.
Right.
Starting trying with like more like friendship type things helps too. We were friends first before we even started dating, which helped a lot because as a friend, you understood what was going on. And then you were like, yeah, I'm good to go with the romantic side of things, even though I know about it because I've told you about it as a friend first, which helped.
Right.
Anything you, Doug? What would be your advice for people that want to start dating but don't want to like feel like they have baggage into their relationship?
More of the same. I wouldn't directly tell them, hey, I got this, this autoimmune disease. It does this or does that. I wouldn't do that. I would just ask, go out, have fun, be yourself and have fun and not even say anything. And maybe a couple of days later or whatever, or say, hey, or you get sick or something, just let them know. Then just ease into it. And if they're that type of person that will be sympathetic to your needs,
yeah,
then that's the right person to be with. If not, then see ya.
See ya.
So,
that's how it has to be. So I don't think it's unfair to say. It's like if you need it, then they're not the person. I am. And then I know this isn't typical of our experiences just because, we're both in this specific condition, but for people that we're in a relationship, maybe Doug, you're going to be more of a person for this. But for people that were in a relationship when their first symptoms were arrived, is there any advice we'd have for them? Like people that are in that relationship and are having like those big, big feelings. Like it's hard to be that person. It's hard to be the partner where, a lot of life has been reframed by the diagnosis.
not sure how to answer that.
I might have an idea.
You might go ahead.
So if you're in a relationship with someone that has the disease or is symptomatic of the disease and coming into it, I would say don't run right away.
Right. Don't run.
Educate yourself and
you educated yourself.
Exactly. Educate yourself. Give yourself time to learn about the disease. If you have to take a step back and take a breath, that's okay. But come back to your partner, your loved one, because they're going to need you. But on the same hand, if you know you can't handle it, if you're not emotionally equipped to handle it, if you're terrified, talk to them and be honest about it, because maybe that person is also terrified.
Right.
I can see in the community, you can see a lot of people who have had loved ones that have walked away. And maybe sometimes it's for the best. Maybe they weren't meant to be your forever. Maybe they were meant to be your beginning. But just because someone's a beginning doesn't mean it's the end. So I think that's important for some people to know that if it's bad, you don't have to stay in that relationship either. You're always free to walk away if you feel you have to. If you're not safe, if you don't feel safe with your loved one, it's okay. I know there were quite a few relationships that fizzled out over the years because people started to resent their loved ones for being sick. And that's a hard one. But then there were also some where it became abusive, and we don't want that either. Right. So you really just have to go day by day and find your new normal with your partner, because it's hard. Us together, we're lucky because we both experienced it. So we know, like, intrinsically what the other's feeling. I can look at him in the morning and I know if he's having a good day or if he's having a bad day. And it's like, well, what can I do to help? And sometimes he probably gets annoyed. I'm like, what do you need to help? And then sometimes it's like he has the cold and he's having the pseudo symptoms. And it's like, well, we need to let it go and see if it lasts 24 to 48 hours. And then we'll go get checked. Just because I know pseudo relapses and all that. And it's this whole new thing. And luckily we know each other and we know the disease in and out. So that helps. But when someone is on the outside looking in, it's hard for them. And that's okay. I want people to give themselves grace because it is hard. And that it's okay.
Sorry.
It is.
It is really hard.
I won't kick you out of the door,
Good.
Very good. Very
honey.
okay. Well, this is pretty much it. I would like to ask if there's any final thoughts any of you would like to share that you didn't get to the chance. Like anything that you would think that you wish that somebody who's either trying to get into a romantic relationship or is in one should know. Any tips or tricks, any thoughts about at all that you want to share?
I just want to tell people to love themselves, because if you love yourself first, then someone out there is going to love you.
Right.
So love yourself.
Yeah.
Anything?
Pretty much it.
I got one.
You got one.
Yes. I think really the big thing is to remember that you are a person. You have inherent value in that, no matter what the other considerations there may be. There's always going to be things that have to be considered. Everyone has something going on with them that people are going to think certain thoughts about, positive or negative. And ultimately, this doesn't define you in an absolute sense. There's still that inherent value, and there are people out there who will appreciate that. You just have to find out.
Okay. Well, I think that's about it. Thank you guys so much.
Thank you to our ABCs of NMOSD sponsors, Amgen, Alexion AstraZeneca Rare Disease, Genentech, and UCB. Amgen is focused on the discovery, development, and commercialization of medicines that address critical needs for people impacted by rare, autoimmune, and severe inflammatory diseases. They apply scientific expertise and courage to bring clinically meaningful therapies to patients. Amgen believes science and compassion must work together to transform lives. Alexion AstraZeneca Rare Disease is a global biopharmaceutical company focused on serving patients with severe and rare disorders through the innovation, development, and commercialization of life-transforming therapeutic products. Their goal is to deliver medical breakthroughs where none currently exist, and they are committed to ensuring that patient perspective and community engagement are always at the forefront of their work. Founded more than 40 years ago, Genentech is a leading biotechnology company that discovers, develops, manufactures, and commercializes medicines to treat patients with serious and life-threatening medical conditions. The company, a member of the Roche Group, has headquarters in South San Francisco, California. For additional information about the company, please visit www.gene.com. UCB innovates and delivers solutions that make real improvements for people living with severe diseases. They partner with and listen to patients, caregivers, and stakeholders across the healthcare system to identify promising innovations that create valuable health solutions.